John, first, congratulations on being elected to the New South Wales Legislative Assembly. What's your first priority?
COVID justice, Fred. We're a libertarian party, so we believe in reducing the size of the government, okay? And that's a big part. We want to reduce debt, regulation, and we just want the government to get out of people's lives. But the highest priority is that we cannot let the last 2 to 3 years of the COVID hysteria to just be swept under the carpet. Now, I know that is what probably a majority of Australians want to happen. And all the powerful institutions that imposed COVID extremism on us, they want to move on as well. But we can't, it's not quite as simple as that, because we've got this enormous Commonwealth debt, and all the states have got debt, and about 40% of it's because of COVID, okay, which was all entirely unnecessary. But we've also set a dreadful precedent where the big state can boss us around for no good reason. They can trick us, they trick people into believing it was a good reason, but they can boss us around, treat us like farm animals, and most people will go along with it. Now the COVID thing has passed, okay, except for the debt, but the precedent is there. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do it again with another, quote unquote pandemic. It'll probably be something to do with global warming, but they have got the taste of pushing us around, and they're going to try it again unless we have a reckoning and we point out all the errors that were made, and there were a ton of them.
Yeah, I just got to correct myself. You were elected to the Legislative Council, of course, not the Assembly. Getting back to COVID, what's your strategy, John? I mean, there's two parts to this. There needs to be a reckoning for what happened during the past 3 years, and we need to prevent it ever happening again. Let's address those individually. How do you reconcile what happened in the past?
Well, look, I mean, there's people have been calling for a royal commission into the COVID, and Anthony Albanese, about 3 weeks after he was elected the Prime Minister, he was asked by a reporter, will there be a royal commission into COVID? And Albo said it would be unthinkable if we didn't have a royal commission into COVID. And he was right about that. Now, he's gone very quiet on it now, okay, and we will have a royal commission one day, but I don't want it for at least 5 years, because what would happen, a royal commissioner is appointed by either the Premier or the Prime Minister. And they will appoint one of their mates to write a big report and interview people, and they'll come back and they say, oh, the government did a fantastic job, they should have gone harder. No, what we do have this opportunity is to have a parliamentary inquiry where people like me on the crossbench and people from the opposition and the government can be there, and we can call witnesses, we can subpoena documents, and we can, I want to go through it all. Why did we wear masks? Were they good or were they ineffective? I think they were ineffective. They're probably more dangerous. And then I think the vaccines were rushed vaccines. It was obvious from the beginning that a normal vaccine takes 10 years to get to market. This one was rushed. Okay, and I believe on balance it's been a negative vaccine. Okay, and it could be, I hear lots of anecdotal reports about it being really bad. I don't know, but we want to get to the bottom of it. Then we had the silly lockdowns, okay, which just blew up the economy, gave us the inflation, and a whole ton of other things. So we want a parliamentary inquiry, and we want to sort of ask that who made these decisions? Who made these decisions to go and put endless taxpayers' money into the pockets of the big pharmaceutical companies? What if the vaccine was so good, people would have paid for it themselves. Okay, they can afford their own food, they can afford the vaccine if it was good.
But what would be the outcome of an inquiry like that? I mean, are you envisaging that if there is malfeasance or culpability, that criminal charges would ensue?
Look, I don't really, no, look, that's not the direction I want to head in. Okay, now there may well be that there's certain people who have to lose their jobs as a lesson. Now, I don't think we want to get into retribution. Okay, now maybe I'm not ruling it out. Okay, we basically really want an inquiry, finish writing a report, and hopefully it can sort of, people will learn from it, and future lawmakers and the public, the citizens and the media, who are very culpable in the whole mess. People can say, yeah, well, look, we made mistakes. Here's the conclusive evidence that mistakes were made. We've got to put up safeguards to ensure this never, ever happens again.